Okay. Hey, we're gonna review long game. I've had long enough, literally long enough. I think I can give you a really good impression of the HTC Thunderbolt. Now, first thing, let's go over the good things. The interface is sensed to something, and it's pretty slick. It's pretty responsive. I like it. I I have looked at a lot of the others. I've put on like you know TV antivirus and oh no, I'm sorry, TV airborne, my antivirus. And I've gone ahead and I've gone through the gingivitis and all the other type of things, and I'll get to those in a second. Let's go over the immediate good. Immediate good is the 4.3 screen, pretty slick. The thing is, even though it's a single core, it has a lot of RAM, it has a lot of storage that comes with it. It's a pretty strong powerhouse that way. I haven't had too many slowdowns, and case in point, I've been going down the road having it read PDFs to me. Easy PDF, by the way, reads PDFs to you, which is cool. And having turn-by-turn directions, and the thing just drums along nicely, no problems. Call quality is pretty good. I lost my MP3 player, unfortunately. My Zune went MIA, and this is actually picked up for a lot. I play MP3s on. I do podcasts. There's a radio built in, which I thought was stupid at first. I don't feel that way anymore. It's kind of it's heavy, but not obnoxious. It's heavy like the Droid originally was. The Droid 1. So you got this oomph to your head, so you feel like you could crack open a coconut, and probably it would still work. I don't recommend it, but I'm just saying it feels like it. This thing came off your hip by accident, you'll pretty much know it. I don't recommend dropping it though. It's got a lot of extras that are nice. It has been very, very solid for communication. I haven't had that many drops. Now let's talk about the not so great. I mean, well, the rehash on the great. You know, it's powerful. It's kind of a monster. It's got a good screen. It's got a lot of features, and it's really not a bad merger. It's like the Incredible on steroids a little for its capability range, but its quality is a little less than the Incredible, if that makes sense to you. Where it falls short is GPS has been a really big headache, but I think it's linked to sense. This thing was pretty locked down. My first big gripe with HTC is moving away from is this thing was like locked down like a fortress. I finally got it rooted, and I've got Froyo 2.21 on here. I have gone to other platforms, and I will be honest, on the Froyo side, I just authentically like the Sense interface. So I found myself gravitating back to here. I've gone to the other ones like Airborne TV and Thunderstick and a few of the others, and those are nice, but the amount of time it takes to reset the phone was such a pain in the ass. I just went and did my backup, went back, because I didn't see any true benefit. Now, except for like when you upgrade, the GPS is off by 1,000 to 2,000 feet from me. You know, but when I use Navigator, it's spot on. Go figure. If you're using anything that has like, it's horrible in power. Now, what's worse about it being horrible in power is it's inconsistent. I've had days where I've gotten 9 hours out of this guy, and then I've had days where 2.5 hours have gone by and I'm at 50% charge. You don't get 2.5 hours out of that second half to charge. It doesn't happen with any battery. You know, there's some things you can do. I'm attempting to battery calibrate this time, which means you have to let it run down, then recharge it, battery calibrate, and let it run back down again. That may help out. You can go ahead and load different kernels. I know people have done that. You can buy that monster extended battery for it. I went the other route. I decided to get an external battery so that when I get rid of the phone, I still have this to use with something else. I got 2 of those. I'll review those later. It came with an enormous amount of bloatware, which is actually what prompted me to. I probably wouldn't have rooted it immediately if I hadn't had so much bloatware on here. I mean, it's just ridiculous amount of stuff. It was always running in the background, and I was suspicious was contributing to the battery drain. Now, when I've upgraded the gingerbread, which I suspect is heavily due to how badly they locked it down, I tend to have problems. Either I suddenly, if the antenna was fixed and GPS was fixed, the camera would stutter. If the camera was working, the GPS was working, I went through gingivitis, DOS Banff, and a few others. I guess it was listening to me. Oh yeah, the voice recognition is pretty spot on too. If I was going, DOS Banff and all those, maybe I would gain some stuff, but I would lose other things. Like I would lose the three main areas was I'd lose the GPS would fix or not fix. The ability to connect to the PC, this was a weird one, would lose the ability to act as a drive, so you can use your cable to connect and use it as a drive. Or the camera would stutter. And I'm a bit of a shutterbug, so the camera was important to me. There are people who don't care about the camera, and moving to gingerbread of any of the varieties that are out there works really well for them. Wasn't working too well for me. And another thing I kind of like is the apps. There's a lot of pointless apps, but there's a lot of really good apps out there. Now you can go ahead and get LTE off on, which see that. Just look for. This is the stuff you can just find in any of the markets. If you go to 3G, you really get a lot more battery life out of it. So LG could have done better with their power management of their LTE chip. However, I'll be honest. Although I have the ability to go to 3G, I find I like to leave it on LTE. I just do. I go to podcasts. I do lots of stuff like that. I've got like multiple email clients moving in and out. It really is pretty useful. Sorry, it looks like I have an email. So here's the lowdown of it. The recap. Monster of a performing machine. Lots of RAM. Good size screen. Solid build. It's a little heavy. Battery blows, but there's ways around it. Bloatware unless you root it, and then you have to kind of get rid of it. But you should become don't use the button push rooting. I didn't have any luck with that. You could use it. It might work. There has been reports of people where theirs is just restarting consistently. And if you get one of these out of the box and it's failing at all, take it back. Take it back. Go, hey. But at the same time, if you're buying from a third-party person like you have eBay and stuff like that, try and get at least as much of an honest answer as possible on why they're selling it or what's going on. Now, people who've had it where it is actually, restarting automatically, I've seen some reports where they've gone to DOS ban and the restarting goes away. All in all, I say I'm happy with it, but it could be better. And I think that if someone gets this phone, they will probably be happy with it. If you're looking for super long battery, this is probably not the phone. But if you're looking for something that's going to be cheaper by this point, a powerhouse, and you're willing to kind of dig into it and root it a little bit and make it better, then this isn't a bad platform to work with. Will I buy HTC again? I don't know. I've had a hit or miss. The Incredible was incredible, but the Thunderbolt has some rough edges. But its potential is pretty amazing. But I gotta go back to the Droid 1, which was, for its time, a phenomenal machine. And even on low-end standards today, is still decent. So, is Motorola using better build quality? And is that worth the lockdown fortress that they might try and impose? I don't know. So, I hope that helps anyone. And as always, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them, and I will do my best to answer them. So, I say, I'm kind of glad I got it. Actually, I'm glad I got it. And I think it's a good buy for me, but you really are going to have to weigh the positives and negatives for you. Alright? I hope that helps.